Yo, it's your buoy. There he is. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? We're back. Another episode of Make the Right Play. It's back. It's Happy New Year. It's 2026, and we're here. Coach, what is going on? As always, she's on my left. We got your buoy behind the camera, making everything work for us, making everything sound good for us. Shout out your buoy and your buoy media for all your media needs in the Pensacola area. And here we are. It's 2026, and we're off to a rockin' start. First off, Coach, it's been a couple weeks since we've talked to everybody. It's good to be back. It feels good to be back in the studio, getting back to kind of, I guess, a sense of normalcy. But Coach, what's going on? I mean, it's been pretty crazy.
I just hope the viewers can recognize me. You know, I mean, I went to the doctor today, and it turns out that I gained about 10 pounds over the holiday
10 pounds,
season.
Coach. Gained probably around 30. It's been terrible.
Oh, it was pretty embarrassing today, you know, because I was going there because I'm trying to lose weight. And I was like, well, I haven't really followed the diet since like Thanksgiving.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Coach. I mean, it was a terrible decision to decide we're going to go to the doctor the day after the first week of the new year. I mean, that I don't know what you were thinking when you scheduled that appointment, but that's a little bit on you, I think. I don't know what you were thinking there. You got to just ride the wave a little bit.
You just got to face the music and
No,
get back on the horse,
you don't have to
right?
face the music right off the rip like that. You got to ride the wave a little bit.
Well,
I don't know.
Christmas was over officially yesterday with the Epiphany, so
And Christmas is over. Coach, you got to get a little closer. I can't hear you like at all.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, hold on. Let me get closer. Get a little closer.
Yeah, you got to.
Don't be shy.
I feel like I can't hear you. All right, good. I hear
All
you.
right,
I hear
you
you a
hear me
little bit
now?
better
Good.
now. Yeah. Oh, now I can't hear anything. Oh, now I can hear. What's going on? Producer, you buoy.
Listen, it's a new year. We're all struggling a little bit, okay? We're
All
just
right.
getting our feet back underneath us.
There we go. Now I really hear
All
you
right,
good.
good.
All right, here we go. We're
Woo,
back.
2026.
We're ready to go. 2026. But Coach, I mean, you know, we're getting back into the swing of things, and Trump got back into the swing of things right off the rip, just like you. I think he took a visit to the doctor, got pissed, and went and captured Maduro. So I mean, listen, it's been a crazy start to the new year already.
Yeah.
So much to get to, so much to talk about. But I know the biggest thing that everybody's talking about right now, the number one thing, we got to talk about it. Ice, Coach. Ice, baby.
Ice, baby.
Ice baby in Minnesota shooting a woman right in the face to start the new year.
That lady really did not have a lot of love in her heart. She has a lot of fear in her heart, a lot of anger in her heart. And she went and she tried to hit one of the ICE agents. It's clear as day when you watch the video. Why don't we show the video just to catch everybody up to what's going on?
If you haven't seen the video yet, I mean, listen, you got to start being a little more informed. But let's take a look at what's kind of going on right now, because this happened earlier today. It's getting everybody fired up. You're going to see riots in the streets in the next couple of days. But let's start here first. Let's go clip 21. The first angle that we saw here on social media.
Get the fuck out of our neighborhood.
What the fuck?
Oh, gosh.
Dude.
She took off down the street to go hit that guy.
Well, it shows. So she that's the first clip that comes out on social media. So everybody's going nuts. She gets shot and then obviously dies and lays on the gas pedal there, crashes in. But let's take a look here.
Well, I saw it in slow motion.
Okay.
I didn't realize that she really
Yeah,
tore off. Like
tears
she went
off
fast,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. All right, so let's take a look here. Let's go to the slow motion angle. This
Right,
is
that's the
this
one
is
I
breaking
saw.
it down in slow motion. Clip 22 here, you buoy, and this is when you can really start to see what's going on.
Lady, please get out of your car. Lady, please get out of your car. And she's like, I'm going to drive right into that guy. Well, yeah, she tears off.
Yeah,
Oh, was that when he shot her?
that's when he shoots her. So he shot 2 times into the front of the vehicle and then 1 time through the driver's side window. So that's the slow-mo. And then this was the big angle, right? This is the angle that you kind of really see her trying to hit him. Let's go right here, clip 23.
Okay.
This is the angle you could really see where she tries to hit him here. Hey, play that one more time,
Yeah,
you boys. See if we could slow it down right at the beginning there. Because you could see right where she peels off here, that's when she tries to hit him. Because
But the
he's right in
tree
front of the
blocks
car.
it.
There he is in front of the car, you see?
Yes.
That's when she's really trying to hit him right there.
Oh, okay. So I see it right there.
Yeah, she's trying to hit him.
Yeah.
And then
He shoots her.
and then he
she's
shoots her
like-
and she
Yeah.
barrels into the front of
I
that
guess she
vehicle.
shot, and that's when she goes so fast.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm understanding.
Right. So that is what happened here. And this is there was a little bit of a protest because ICE is conducting the raids in the area. Wow. Yeah. So ICE is conducting raids in Minnesota. They're cleaning up Minnesota has been front page news the last 2-3 weeks.
Minnesota is like a pit.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable because remember in the summer we had that guy who shot the state senator.
Yep.
Because she voted against the Democrats.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden she got killed.
Right.
Then he said that Tim Walz hired him and the FBI, you never heard from him again.
Yeah. He just disappeared. Yep.
And then the Somalis have been stealing billions of dollars.
Billions.
Billions,
Billions
right?
with a B.
So they get caught. So Tim Walz, I think he's going to end up getting charged. So he resigns, says I'm not going to be.
Yep. Drops
running
out of
for
the governor race. Yep.
So there's so much negative energy on Minnesota right now. Right?
Tons of negative energy.
So
Radiant.
maybe they need to have another incident happen to take the heat off the politicians there. And try to put it back on the Trump administration, like trying to drive into an ICE agent and getting shot. Because if you try to drive into a car is like you could kill somebody with your car.
Yeah, a couple things I noticed about the situation, right? And when if you wanted to replay that first video, we can. You hear in the first video, the guy says, "Ma'am, get out of your car. Get out of your car," right? Doesn't get out of the car. First off, I mean, who do you think you are that you're not going to get out of the car? You're facing sideways in the road.
Well, plus a car is a lethal weapon. Like you can kill people with your cars. That's why they have those big cement blocks all over Times Square because
Right.
they don't want people driving in and killing people.
Here it is right here. She gets it. We're flying through this video.
But we don't see the other guy from this angle.
Right. Yeah. This is
This is a very tough angle because you don't see the other guy.
Right. You don't see the two guys on the other side.
Right.
Right.
You
no.
just see that she's a maniac and she's just like, I'm going to do what I want. And the ICE agents I know are really on edge because they've been dealing with a lot of crap from wackadoos.
Yep.
But honestly, I mean, this is somebody who I think she probably suffered from mental illness or something.
I don't think so,
honestly.
Coach. I don't think so. And here's why. Here's why I'm going to tell you I don't think so. Because these people, these ICE agents, they're completely villainized across the country.
Right.
They're completely villainized. And those people who are villainizing them, they're doing it on purpose. And they're creating this kind of narrative about the ICE agents.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's a mental illness thing. I think these people actually think that they're the enemy, that there's some sort of like Gestapo type of thing.
But
Like
Carlos,
this is what's happening.
Why I disagree. I really believe liberalism is a mental disorder. I honestly believe that. Like, I'm not just saying that as a because the things that go along with liberalism are not common sense.
Right.
They're not.
Yep.
So I feel that this woman, rather than saying, okay, we have Somalis stealing billions of dollars,
Yep.
of course they're going to send ICE in to get these pirates, right, the Somali pirates out of here who are stealing billions of dollars.
Yep.
Obviously, our government is covering up for them. So the federal government is coming in, and rather than trying to think of it logically, like, of course, they're going to come and pick up these people, a lot of them who aren't even in the country legally.
Yeah.
She is mentally ill. And religion is not in her heart. Jesus is not in her heart. You know what's in her heart?
Well, we don't know
Politics.
that. We don't know that
I have a
she's not a
feeling-
churchgoer. We don't know
Listen,
that.
Who would believe in Jesus doesn't say, let me go run off an ICE agent with my car.
Tons of people. That's the problem. Tons of people. Because if you go to church and you actively talk to parishioners up north, I'm not saying in Pensacola, but I'm saying up north, if you actually talk to church parishioners, a lot of them will think that Trump is the living Antichrist, that he's Satan. They really think that. So those people are thinking that they're fighting against the Nazi regime and the ICE agents. That's what they think. They think that they're going to go to heaven by running an ICE agent over.
By preaching hatred?
Yes, they think that. That is their true belief. And that's what they're teaching in the school systems. That's what they're indoctrinating the kids to think moving forward. That's what's happening. That's legitimate truth. Anywhere north of Tennessee, those people are gone.
But if you have laws, right, you have to follow the laws, or else you're going to have anarchy.
Well, if they think that you can come across the country illegally and live here and get handout after handout after handout, and the American taxpayer, it's the duty of the American taxpayer to take care of them, then they don't think that the law matters, because they're willing to fight against the law from happening.
Well, don't you think that's kind of a mental disorder, though? Like, in order for you to think that some laws matter and some laws don't, that the law only applies to whatever's convenient for you, isn't that kind of crazy? Like, don't you have to be like, it's a law. You have to follow the law.
They think that the law is racist. That's what they think. They make it into a race issue. Let's go to this clip right here. Speaking of that, let's go to this clip right here, because something as simple as money embezzling and creating fraud through daycares in Minnesota is now a white supremacy issue. Let's go to clip 20.
It's Democrats who have put Somali diaspora in Minneapolis at the center of their party and their state's politics. It's a small portion of the population. There is a bunch of fraud that goes on. And even Tim Walz has claimed that any investigation of this fraud is akin to white supremacy,
No,
which is
he
a
hasn't.
ridiculous
He has not claimed that.
He
He has
never
not
said
said
He
that.
has said
He
that.
had never
He has
said
not
that.
said that.
This is what happens when your own federal government wages war against you. This is what happens when they target communities for their own benefit. This is what happens when they scapegoat. And this is what happens when they no longer hide the idea of white supremacy, the idea of white supremacy, the idea of white supremacy.
They turn it into a race issue, and then it becomes a just cause that we can destroy and we could kill and we can attack agents of the law because we're fighting for justice. There's justice involved. And that's the problem.
But
There's
they
always a
are-
justification.
But they're preaching hate.
No, they're not. They're preaching love. They think it's love to fight and kill and attack
By
ICE
making
agents.
an enemy out
Yes,
of one person. So you know what that
100%.
is? You know
They
what
think
that
that they're
reminds me of?
preaching love.
That reminds me of what the Nazis did against the Jews.
But then they spin
made
it,
the
and they
Jews
say that the
enemy,
Trump is Nazi.
And they made the Jews the enemy, and they spewed hatred after hatred, and anything they did that was wrong was justified by hating the Jews
Correct.
during Nazi Germany.
Correct.
So I guess that's what they're doing now in this
100%.
country. And it's
100%.
wrong, and that is not right.
That's what's happening.
And we have to love each other.
When we see the riots in the street that is going to come in the next coming days, because Tim Walz is already inciting it, everybody, it's your civic duty to go out and
maybe
protest.
a lot of Americans are sick of their shit and will say, you know
We'll
what?
see.
I am so tired of the Somalis stealing billions of dollars that I'm not going to go riot in the cold for Tim Walz. Sorry, I'm not doing it. This
We'll
isn't the
see.
summer.
We'll see.
It's freezing. I don't feel like going outside and freezing my ass off to battle Tim Walz and the liberal wackadoos who think that they're going to run over an ICE agent with their car and not get shot. I'm sorry, you got a mental disorder if you think you're going to go and try to run over an ICE agent and not get shot, okay?
I agree, Coach. I
Liberalism
agree.
is a mental disorder.
But it's just. It's just.
I don't care what kind of hate somebody is trying to feed into your brain. Don't believe it. It is a lie. Don't hate people. Don't say, I hate this person so much, I'm just going to run them over with my car. That's wrong. That is
Yep.
wrong.
Yep.
Okay? Somalis coming to the United States and setting up fake daycare centers to steal billions of dollars is wrong. Okay?
It's wrong, Coach.
And of course, you have to understand that the federal government is going to send in ICE agents to get the stealing Somali pirates of Minnesota who were stealing billions of dollars.
Yeah.
For Pete's sake, you'd go to jail for stealing a freaking bag of chips. Think about it.
Jail time.
Oh my gosh. Like, we have to have law and order, and you cannot set up fake daycare systems and not think that the federal government's going to come in. And if you're upset that the federal government government is coming in,
Yeah.
you don't go and try to run them over with your car.
Coach,
That's liberalism is a mental
it's always
disorder.
just. There's always a just reason. There's always a just reason.
These people are crazy, and they're brainwashed, and they're using hate to divide people in this country.
I agree.
And so I guess ICE now are the new Jews, right?
No,
The way that
ICE is
Nazis-
is the SS.
No, because
But in their mind, the ICE is the SS. That is what they're
give me a
they're
break.
they're
They're the ones
preaching.
who are in charge. Tim Walz is in charge. The mayor of Minnesota is in charge.
I know,
Keep
but that's
your
what they're-
citizens not trying to kill ICE agents,
Mm-hmm.
but make sure that people aren't stealing billions of dollars because you are not taking care of what's going on in your state, that the federal government has to come in and now do the job that you haven't been doing. That's what's going on here.
Coach, I
Does
agree.
everybody just not see what's right
No,
in front
they
of them?
don't. They don't see. They don't see because they're too busy seeing this. Let's go clip 18. They're too busy seeing this. This is what they see in their minds. This is it right here.
Support everyone, and because like people deserve to be here, because we shouldn't be illegal when this is literally like stolen land.
Talk
When this
about-
is literally like stolen land, that's
That's
there.
brainwashing.
That right there is what they're thinking in their head when they're running down an ICE agent. That's what they're thinking.
Well, it doesn't make
Right
it right,
there.
and this is not. I'm so tired of this BS. You know, the settlers came and settled this country. Okay, it was a lot of hard work. Stop
The
acting
white.
like somebody could take you and throw you in the woods, and you're going to be able to figure out how to build a small town and eventually a city. And then, you know, invent commerce and have boats going back. Like, what they did was hard
grow crop.
work. The Americans who have been in this country have worked really hard to make this a great nation. And I am so tired of the propaganda and the indoctrination that goes into this is the United States of America that has saved the world. In World War II, we saved the world,
And
right?
one.
I mean, come on.
Two-time champs.
I'm so tired of the lies and the indoctrination. Do they tell these kids anything good that this country has done?
No, probably not.
And you know why? Because they don't have love in their hearts. They don't even love their own country that they're from. And that is what the big problem is.
Because it's easier to break it down from within than it is to break it down from another nation.
They're like children.
It's the truth.
They're like children. They'll take apart a clock and they won't even know how to put it back together.
Coach, think about it this way, right? Think about it this way. I think this is such a great example. We capture President Maduro. Capture him. Dictator. Horrible, horrible person. The Venezuelan people are celebrating. Celebrating. And dancing in the streets, wearing the flag, going crazy. And then you have the Democrat protesting, holding up signs, protesting the freedom of this guy, to put this guy back. You have the citizens of Venezuela, the Venezuelan immigrants, the Venezuelan descent people all celebrating, and the Democrat is actively advocating for that guy to be put back.
Because, first of all, the Democrats, no matter what Donald Trump does, they're going to badmouth it.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, it's true.
badmouthed him for not going after Maduro back in like 2020. Oh, Donald Trump, he's such a puss. Why isn't he going after Maduro? Now he goes after Maduro. Oh, Donald Trump, what is he doing? He should have left
Yeah.
Maduro alone. Let me tell you something. That guy had 4 outfit changes. I find that a little sus, I have to be honest with you.
Little sus, Coach. The outfit
I find it a little
changes.
sus because I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Maduro was happy to be captured.
4 outfit changes in one night he's got here.
Yes. I mean, what is this, a fashion show?
Let's take a look. Clip 14. Let's take a look at some of these outfits here. 4 outfit changes in less than 24 hours.
Daydream. I fell asleep amid the flowers for a couple of.
What'd you think about those outfits, Coach?
I
Look pretty comfy,
honestly-
to be honest.
I think Maduro was happy to be captured. That's honestly what I think. I think they were thinking about killing him.
Mm.
I think they were like, you know what, we got to kill this guy. Whether they would have killed him with natural something, you know, like how they give them the cancer when they poison them or something like that.
They give him
I'm
the
telling
cancer?
you, I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, Maduro, Your time
You're
is
out.
limited, right?
Yeah.
Then he's in bed with the Chinese, and we all know that the Chinese are not to be trusted. Let's be
And the
honest.
Russians.
They're always making deals, and they're always reneging on their deals.
Yeah.
They're famous for that. I mean, how many times have you went and bought something off of Temu? You're looking at one thing, and then you get the package, and it's something totally different. It's not even what you ordered,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Let's be
true.
honest. You
True.
know the Chinese are always a little bit on the sly, right?
Yeah, the Chinese.
I mean, come on. So, you know Maduro's thinking, I can't believe I went into bed with these guys. They're taking everything, and I'm looking
And they're
bad in
working,
the
and they're working
process,
them.
right? So he's probably like, here's my get-out-of-jail-free card.
Yep.
I can pretend. And they even said, allegedly, that the vice president was having discussions with the Trump administrations before this takeover had happened. And I think that they have to kind of like make it look real. But honestly, I think he's happy to be captured. I really do. And I think he is going to be giving up a lot of people in the process. And I'm sure the Democrats are probably pooping their pants because this has a lot to do with the Smartmatic and the Dominion voting systems and all that stuff. Because let me tell you, they have been stealing elections for a long time. And Venezuela is like ground zero of how to steal an election.
Do you think that it's going to be exposed, the Dominion voting systems?
I absolutely do. I think it's going to be exposed. I think a lot of things are going to be exposed, including how much money Democrats were taking from the Venezuelans and Republicans.
Wow, Coach.
And Republicans, because it's a uniparty. And they will sell us down the river to make money.
Yeah.
How do these people go when they make $145,000 a year and they're worth $25 million? Use your heads.
How's that happen, Coach?
Use your heads.
How does that happen?
The Somali pirates, they're smart, and the politicians, they're smart too. It's all about doing favors and
Hand over fist,
I
the
mean, it's
Somali
so
pirates were making money.
frustrating.
Hand
It's
over
so
fist.
frustrating. And it's like when you try to be a good person and you want to be an honest person, and you're like, what the hell am I doing wrong? How does this dope have so much money and we're struggling all the time?
Yeah.
Well, you know why? Because you are not living for this world, you're living for the next world, and you want to be with Jesus, and you're going to do the right thing, and you're going to tell the truth, and you're not going to steal, and you're
Right.
not going to lie, and you're not going to sell your neighbor down the river in order to advance your position, even though a lot of people do that because they're not good people.
Not good. Not good people.
And that's what the politicians do. And I think
Yeah.
that Maduro, honestly, probably saw the writing was on the wall that he was going to go.
Think so?
But I mean, this is just my thing. I don't know. A
It's
lot of
just your
people
theory.
think that he got captured, kicking and screaming.
No, I
Right?
think it was pretty quick capture.
It was. They said under 2 hours.
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
Let me tell you something. I felt very proud to be an American.
Well,
I
one of the
sure
things
did.
that everybody was saying is that Trump, he just showed him. He's like, I just took down a world leader in less than 2 hours. Like really showing up the Russians. The Russians have been fighting that puny punk ass Ukraine
that's
for 4.5
pretty
years. And Trump just was like, hold on, hold this real quick.
I have to admit, I felt very proud to be an American.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I was like, yeah, baby, that's my U.S. Armed
Trump
Forces.
captured Maduro and got back for the second half of Ole Miss, Georgia.
Yeah.
He came back for the second half. Like it was like, hold on, I'll be right back. I'm coming back. I'll be here for the second half.
Let me tell you, little Marco is looking like a badass in my
He's
opinion.
looking like such a
He's
badass.
looking like a badass. And Pete Hegseth, I don't care what anybody says. For a man to have such a bad drinking problem, he sure gets a lot done.
He gets a lot done,
He
but
gets a lot done.
between bar visits. Let's take a look here. Let's go. Let's see Trump official statement as after the mission was over here. Clip 11.
At my direction, the United States Armed Forces conducted an extraordinary military operation in the capital of Venezuela. Overwhelming American military power, air, land, and sea, was used to launch a spectacular assault. And it was an assault like people have not seen since World War II. It was a force against a heavily fortified military fortress in the heart of Caracas to bring outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro to justice. This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might and competence in American history.
Did it right from his Mar-a-Lago residence. Coach gave that to address.
Scott Villa writes, by the way, the pilots were trained at NAS Pensacola.
Oh, shout out Naz Pensacola. All the pilots are trained. Not a big deal. Pensacola.
Listen, and the Venezuelans, they're all celebrating because they haven't seen their relatives for years.
Yeah.
They fled communism.
Yeah.
Right? Weren't we all supposed to be crying for the Venezuelans when Joe Biden was president and they were running over our border?
Mm-hmm.
And we were all like, oh my gosh, you poor Venezuelan
Yeah.
people in that horrible country. They're eating the pets at the zoo. I like, this is such a bad
Whoa, wait.
Venezuela.
They're eating the dogs? I thought that was
No, they were eating the
That was
animals
the
at zoo.
Haitian
They were
immigrants that were
starving.
eating the dogs.
They were starving in Venezuela. The stories that we've heard about
Yeah.
Venezuela, right?
Well, let's go ahead, coach. Finish it up.
Well, no, but I'm just saying. So here we've been crying about the poor Venezuelans that we should let these people run into the country.
Yeah.
And now they're so happy that they could go back to their country.
Right.
And the Democrats are protesting.
Yeah, of course.
They're
Of
like,
course they are.
"What?"
Well, let's go clip 29 here and see what the Venezuelan people thought.
Trump, thank you. And for Maduro, I hope you're getting the same sale with Didi.
We have to
But did-
show the whole world that Venezuela is happy that the regime is over.
We're also seeing that there's people out here supporting Maduro. They should be looking at us and supporting us, not supporting the man who has been destroying our country and repressing our people for the last few years.
If you want to know something about Venezuela, you should ask a Venezuelan. What do we want? We'll tell you the truth about our story and how much we hate and despite Nicolas Maduro. I can't even believe that they're doing that. They must not know 20% of what he has done. Not even. Half of them got their own flag. I'm sure none of them can point out Caracas in a map.
It's easy to speak the communists, the socialists in the United States, where your shoes is Timberland, where your phone is iPhone, where your jacket is Tommy Hilfiger. You can go from Venezuela, come on. I go for American Airlines, I pay you your ticket. Maduro had
You know what's so funny? I heard a report on New York radio. You know how much I love
Oh,
New
you
York
love
radio,
New York
right?
radio, yeah.
So I hear the liberals literally yelling to the NYPD
Mm-hmm.
to arrest the Venezuelan protesters. I was like, oh my gosh, are these New Yorkers calling for ICE now?
Yeah, they're like, get 'em,
"Arrest
get 'em."
those Venezuelans, arrest them. And I'm like, the New Yorkers are literally calling for ICE
Yeah.
to get the Venezuelans who are happy about Trump getting Maduro out.
Mm-hmm.
They want those Venezuelans taken off the streets immediately.
Right.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
they were so mad. I couldn't believe it. I said, these are the same people that were lying in the streets crying about ICE arresting the illegals
Yeah.
are now begging for the cops to arrest them because they're happy that Maduro got arrested.
100%.
Liberalism is a mental disorder.
Coach.
Guys, think about it.
Coach.
Oh my gosh.
It's right there. It's right there in your face. Happy Venezuelans. You know, it's funny too, because you know the common thing is, oh, like you don't know what these immigrants go through. You don't know what what these people are running from, and it's like, well, now we've handled the problem that they're running from, and then they're going to protest us handling that problem.
And they're
We're
so
trying to make your
happy.
life better.
Yeah.
We're trying to help you out.
And Trump even
They
told
want
them,
no
he
interest.
said, now you can go home and rebuild your country. And so many of them are thrilled.
Thrilled
They
to go
wanna
back.
home.
Yeah,
And they wanna
thrilled.
see- some of them haven't seen their relatives in decades.
Mm-hmm.
You know how awful that must be that you can't go and like visit your family?
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine. I
mean,
couldn't
it's
even
terrible.
imagine.
But you know what made me laugh so much?
What's that, Coach?
Was when they asked Trump, "Did you let Congress know about this?"
Oh my gosh, yeah, I know, and his face said it all. He was like, "You got to handle it, Marco. You got to handle it here." Let's take a look here. Let's go clip 13.
Mr. President, did you notify any members of Congress in advance?
Marco, do you want to talk about that? Because you were involved in it.
Sure. We call members of Congress immediately after. This was not the kind of mission that you can do congressional notification on. It was a trigger-based mission in which conditions had to be met night after night. We watched and monitored that for a number of days. So it's just simply not the kind of mission you can call people and say, hey, we may do this at some point in the next 15 days. But it's largely a law enforcement function. Remember, at the end of the day, at its core, this was an arrest of 2 indicted fugitives of American justice, and the Department of War supported the Department of Justice in that job. Now, there are broader policy implications here, but it's just not the kind of mission that you can pre-notify because it endangers the mission.
Plus, if I could add one thing to that, Congress has a tendency to leak. This would not be good. If they leaked, General, I think it would have been maybe a very different result. But I have to say, they knew we were coming at some point, you know. We had a lot of ships out there. They sort of knew we were coming. We weren't. But Congress will leak, and we don't want leakers.
We don't want leakers.
Well, they're all getting paid off by the Venezuelans. Venezuelans. But you know what's so funny is I'm brushing my teeth hearing this report, right? And then, did he let Congress know? You know what the first thing I thought of? I said, of course not. They leak. I swear that was the first thing that came to my head. They can't let Congress. Trump couldn't let Congress know.
No
They
way.
leak out the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it would have been messed up.
Yeah, AOC would have flew down there.
Oh, you kidding me? They would have
instantly.
been like, ding, 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 ding. Oh,
What
Maduro,
a Morse
they're coming
code.
to get you.
Maduro. AOC was going to Morse code it. Old school. Out to Maduro. Yeah. Well, listen, you can't have any leaks. You can't. And honestly, man, with this type of mission, you really don't have to get congressional approval to take care of that issue.
Listen,
you don't.
Let's be honest. This is a little, this is a little
What is this, Coach?
This is a law enforcement
It's a law enforcement operation, Coach, with the help of the Department of War.
What are we going to do? Because I know that Netanyahu is a wanted man, too. Are we going to have a law enforcement operation like this? Was because Trump wants to get ahead of the whole Smartmatic problem. I'm telling you.
You think this has about the stolen elections,
Absolutely.
Coach?
I
don't know about this. Is about the stolen elections.
Let me tell you, I've been hearing about this for years. I have been hearing about this for years. And apparently the Venezuelans years ago went to the Italians. True story. This is what I heard on a podcast years ago.
The Venezuelans approached the Italians.
The Venezuelans went to the
Alex
Italians
Jones?
because they said, no, not Alex Jones, all right? This is before I would even listen. I think Alex Jones was off the air by the time I heard this story.
Okay,
anyway.
all right, let's hear it.
So this was the story. So the Venezuelans went to the Italians because the Italians, who runs a casino and makes it look like, the house always wins, right? But they kind of make it look like you might win a few too. You know what I'm saying? So they said the same way that the Italians are professionals at stealing in casinos, we need to have them develop an election system where we can control the election, but kind of make it look like it's legit and real. So that's what happened.
Went to the Italians?
So then, listen to this. So you know how in Georgia, how Trump kept saying the election was stolen in Georgia? Well, it just came out because it was a Democrat, believe it or not, in the primary who said, how could this be? She looked at the votes. She got 0 votes in her district.
Yeah.
She goes, even me and my husband voted for myself. I remember I voted for myself. My husband voted for me. And they hand counted the ballots. Guess what? She won the election. They had her. She lost the election, had no votes in her district. But that, what is it called? It's not Smartmatic. They have the other name.
Dominion voting?
Dominion.
Dominion
the
voting
Dominion
system.
voting made it look like the candidate who they wanted to win
Right.
won.
Well, the Dominion voting system,
once
that's...
they hand counted it.
Yeah.
And this is from the Smartmatic. I'm telling you, this is what it's all about. Mark my words, you're going to start seeing the truth that the election was stolen in 2020. And it went back to Venezuela. They're experts at
And it went
stealing
back to
elections.
Venezuela.
Went back to Venezuela because they're in it with the Chinese. They're in it with the Russians. Did you hear about the Russian ship today?
Yeah, I captured the Russian vessel last night.
Yes, and I heard a submarine came right up, a Russian submarine. Listen, Putin, he doesn't want to get into a fight with us right now. I think Putin's loving life. What do you think?
Putin's loving life.
Well, because Trump
They
is
tried to
pissing
blow
off
up his
NATO.
house the other day.
Listen, well, that was...
They tried to blow up his house.
But Trump, let me tell you,
He's
Trump
loving
is
life.
giving it to NATO right now.
No, I don't think he's giving it to NATO as
He's
much
totally
as
giving
much
it
as
to
he's just showing NATO, like, listen, you need us more than we need you. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's more like, get back in line.
Well,
Type of
you know
thing.
what I think?
Get back in line
I think
and
Trump
listen to
is
Daddy.
saying,
Daddy's
we're
home.
number one. We're number one. America is back on top. Get behind us, NATO.
Right.
Get behind us. And that's what I think is going on.
And you're paying the bill. You're picking up the tab too.
Well, he's like, listen, you are nothing. You don't get equal seating at the table.
Totally.
You're not bringing the goods.
Yeah.
And NATO has been living off the tit, right? Is that what they call it? The teat?
The teat?
The teat of the United States of America
T-E-E-T?
for years. Listen, show the Nazi. We got to show number one.
Oh, you want to show the Nazi right off the rip? You're fired up about this
Trump,
clip. This
listen,
is she's
I'm so
really
proud to be an American.
she's feeling this
But
clip.
now he's going after Greenland, right?
All right.
So rumor has it, Greenland, they have autonomy according to them. They have autonomy and they could go with us if they wanted to. Well, now that Greenland's like, yeah, we love it, baby. All of a sudden, Denmark is like, oh no, hold up. So let's watch video number one.
All right, let's go. Let's go number one. Oh, there's your boy.
We take every single base of the Americans from Aviano to Ramstein, from Romania to all the other military bases will be confiscated and you will lose it. and the whole position of American power since World War II. If you take Greenland, you have to leave. It's very simple, Mrs. Miller. This is the leverage we have. You need the spaces for global power projection. You won't have it. And we can defend ourselves very well, and we will do that without the U.S. nuclear shield, without the U.S. troops in Europe, without the American bases. We will simply run these bases ourselves, and we run your boys home into Chicago and Ohio. And goodbye. You go extreme, we go extreme as well. Be sure about it.
Run your boys.
What a clown.
Run your boys to Chicago and Ohio.
What a clown. Let me tell you something. You and what army?
Trump should bomb his house.
You and what army? We're
Just
the
set the
ones who've been
tone.
protecting them for years.
Yeah.
You and what army is going to come and fight the United States?
Mhm.
Oh, you're going to get the NATO army? We're like 85% of the NATO army. Good
Yeah.
luck with that.
Good luck.
It's like, who? You and what army?
Mm.
I say
We
fine.
should take Greenland.
That's what I'm saying.
We
I'm
should
like,
go
you know
take
what?
it.
Fine. We'll take Greenland, and you could have the bases, and, good luck to you when, because they keep saying Russia's going to attack. They
Yeah,
keep
best
trying
of
to
luck.
drag us into a war.
Yeah.
They've been trying to drag us into a war with Ukraine for years to
Yeah.
go fight Russia. Now,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, he thinks he's going to be all big and bad and be like, oh, our armies will knock you out.
Right.
What do you think? What is this guy? Talk about liberalism as a
It's
mental
true.
disorder.
It's true, Coach.
What army is he going to come and knock us on our asses?
Yes, like settle down there.
Oh, and
Hit him with a little
chase us back
settle
to
down.
Chicago. I'm sure that's what's going to make Trump the angriest.
And that was an interesting. What was that? Tracy down to Chicago.
I don't know, because
Is that a
Obama's
South
from
Side Chicago reference right there? A little
I'm
like.
thinking that he dissed Trump.
Hey-o,
I'm
hey-o.
not saying New York because
I
Trump
don't
is
know.
a New Yorker.
Yeah, Trump is a New Yorker. He doesn't. Chicago second class.
Listen,
Second class city.
everybody knows New York is where it's at.
Yeah.
Right? New
Yeah.
York.
I mean, come on.
But speaking of New York,
Well,
Carlos,
barely. It's an autonomous zone now.
Mandami has been in office for all of 7 days, right? It's been a week.
Yeah. January 7th, 7 days.
The man is scaring the crap out of me.
You're getting stressed, Coach. You're starting to rethink about that ticket.
By Mandami.
Starting to rethink about that
I'm
ticket.
still going to New York. for the
July
4th of
4th
July.
to the autonomous zone?
I'm going to the autonomous zone.
No flags. There's gonna be no flags there.
Wait till they hear I'm
Autonomous
from
zone.
NAS, Pensacola.
That's what's
that
gonna
I'm from
happen.
Pensacola,
No, autonomous
where all
zone,
our
you're
top
heading there.
Pilots are. They're going to be nervous. But anyway, so this guy, Mandami,
Yeah.
is a real communist.
No
Like,
surprise.
he was a socialist before, Democrat socialist.
No,
He gave that
it's
speech.
the same thing.
We got to show number 6, you buoy, because that's the one that made me say, uh-oh.
We'll draw this city closer together. We will replace the frigidity of rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism. If our campaign demonstrated that the people of New York yearn for solidarity, then let this government foster it. Because no matter what you eat, how you pray, or where you come from, the words that most define us are the two we all share: New Yorkers.
Thoughts.
That man is so full of crap. I think Trump
Thoughts,
needs
Coach?
to have an emergency where we send our pilots right to Gracie Mansion tonight. And I think we need to capture Mandami and capture his wife in the $600 boots. And we need to bring
And we
them
need to
into
send them back.
prison.
We need to
to
send
bring
them back.
them back into prison because
Yeah.
rugged collectivism? Where is it?
Rugged individualism
And we're
for
going to all
soft
be
collectivism.
Listen, the only thing we need to be collective with is the love of Jesus Christ.
There it is. We were looking for a Jesus
That's
Christ
the
reference. We needed
only
it.
thing
We
that
needed
need
one
to
there.
Be collective. Today I was in church.
Yep,
and
daily
and
mass.
I read this.
Goer.
And I thought this was so beautiful.
All right, Coach,
Carlos
read-
told me to keep it, but I think it's actually a beautiful.
Oh, all right. All right. Go ahead.
It says, if we love one another, God remains in us. Isn't that beautiful? If we love one another, God remains in us.
True.
Because that's the
true.
Holy Spirit.
Yes.
So we have to approach everything with love. But for you to tell me what is the collective principle, right? Because St. Peter says you battle principles and principalities,
Yeah,
not really people,
right.
right? What is the guiding principle in this collectivism? What is it? What man can tell me how to live my life better than the Lord Jesus Christ?
Zoran Mandami.
No. So right there, you need to know that this man
Zoran
is a
Mandami.
wackadoo. He is
$400
a
tickets to
wackadoo,
go see
okay?
Zoran Mandami on New
Now
Year's
we
Eve.
have to show number 5. Mandami says the city government will step in. Let's play number 5.
All right, let's go number 5.
Will compromise on housing quality. If your landlord does not responsibly steward your home, city government will step in.
City government will step in.
We will make sure that 311 violations are resolved, and we will hold slumlords to account for hazardous and dangerous threats to your well-being.
Okay.
All right, Coach. So let's talk about city government. We'll step in. Break that down for us.
The biggest slumlord in New York City, NYCHA, New York City Housing Authority. Okay.
Coach, you know about NYCHA.
Okay.
You know about NYCHA.
You couldn't go in an elevator without pissing it. That was the first thing. The lights
nice
were always
pissivator.
broken in the hallway.
Yep.
I got robbed for the first time, of course, in the staircase of a NYCHA building. I'm not even kidding you. I was 10 years old going to buy a piragua, and I got robbed. All right?
Wow,
So,
Coach, robbed at 10 years old in a NYCHA building.
Going to get a piragua in the summer, and I got robbed of my cross in the NYCHA building. Okay? It is very unsafe. Let's show video number 2.
Okay, let's show video
a
number
NYCHA
2.
apartment. New York City Housing Authority.
That's the city government. That's gonna talk to your slumlord. That's
Let's show video number 4.
The photo. Oh, I fell off the screen there.
Oh,
It's taking a moment. Okay, hold on. He's bringing it up. Look at that. 290 days on average to address tenant mold complaints, authority says. NYCHA, Coach. NYCHA. Coach is looking for number 9. That's what she's looking for here.
Yes.
She's looking for number 9.
Yes.
Let's take a look at number 9 here.
Covered with what appears to be poisonous mold,
Black
and
mold.
walls of potentially toxic paint.
Bright lead paint.
One NYCHA resident tells us this is her reality. And as somebody on the tilt front
Oh my God.
she is officially
Look at
fed
that
up by
person.
the
They can't even
conditions.
breathe.
Just because someone is living in public housing does not mean that you have a right to let them live in conditions that would be unfit to even leave a pet.
The mother and third generation Gravesend native did not want to show her face on camera, but choking back tears, she says she's surprised she survived here for nearly 2 decades.
Almost all the paint is off. You can smell the mold as soon as you go in.
NYCHA says they have not received any work orders submitted by the tenant since 2012 until the 4th of this month. But she says she's tried reaching NYCHA for help dozens of times. Now she's losing hope.
I've always tried to help people. And now when I need the help, it's terrible.
It's terrible, Coach.
Listen, the apartments are so in disrepair. So if he really cared about being a good landlord, start with NYCHA. Start with New York City Housing Authority.
Right.
Go in there and fix up all those apartments and help the New Yorkers who need it the most.
Yeah.
Right?
Be a true commie. Get in there.
Well, you know what? That's public housing. That's public housing.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you get with the collective. But you know what? It's not about that.
It's never about that. It's never about
We
that.
have to show that woman what it's really about. Which number is the woman? The evil woman.
Oh, yes, the evil woman, number 10. Right after.
10. This
number
is
10.
what it's about. Wake up.
New York tenant.
I think the reality is that for centuries we've really treated property as an individualized good and not a collective good, and we are going to transitioning to treating it as a collective good and towards a model of shared equity will require that we think about it differently, and it will mean that families, especially white families, but some POC families who are homeowners as well, are going to have a different relationship to property than the one that we currently have.
Right back to the race.
Well,
right back to the race
it's
issue.
all about hatred.
Yep.
It's just like
Yep.
what they did with the Nazis, with the Jews. That's what
It's
they're
right
doing to
back.
white people
It's
in this
right
country
back.
right now.
Right back
That's
to the
what
race.
they're doing. They're trying to spread hatred and division.
Yeah,
And what she's going to
100%.
say is, you know, this is because we're for the collective.
Mhm.
It's because, you know, we care about the
Mhm.
collective. And, you know, white people are going to have to, but even some POCs. What POCs? Who decides what are the POCs you're going after?
Right.
That's bullshit. This is a race war.
Race
and they're trying
war.
to make the whites the enemy.
Yeah. Coach,
You know
I've been doing
why?
it for years.
Because they're preaching hatred.
They've been doing it for years.
They're preaching hatred. They're doing exactly what the Nazis did with the Jews.
Yep.
That when in doubt, blame a Jew. When in doubt, it's the Jews' fault. Everything in Germany was the Jewish fault.
Yeah.
So that's what they're trying to do now.
When in doubt,
They're
blame
trying
the
to
white
debate-
Christian man.
Yes, they're trying to have a bunch of hatred and division and
Yep.
say, when in doubt, blame the white man.
100%. You're 100%
And we're going to
right.
take his property because you know what? He's a bad landlord. Let me tell you, my grandfather, after World War II, a Puerto Rican man. and
Puerto
let's
Rican
say-
man
let's
from
just
Ponce.
say, Carlos Leesan. He wasn't white. He was a person of color, okay? He
Yep,
was very
POC.
dark skinned, if that's what matters to you, lady.
One of the sum of the POCs,
But I guess
probably.
he wouldn't be the right POC because he was a veteran.
Right.
And he worked hard in a factory his whole life. And he bought one house and he bought another house.
Yep.
And
Yep.
when he bought the second house, they rented out the property
Yeah.
of the first house that he bought because, they were trying to live the American dream.
Right. You're
How
100
many of these people, they're small property owners?
Coach, the American dream, they treat like it's the worst thing in the world now, though. Because God forbid you want to be rich. If you say I want to be rich, it's like you're the devil.
Well,
That's
know
what they
it is?
preach you now,
It's that
honestly.
they're against capitalism, right? Because they say, oh, these landlords are so greedy. These people, you know what it is? They're like your brother. Your brother, he has 3 roommates. They have a common space, the kitchen. They all have to share the kitchen. They don't even really have a living room because they turn what should have been the living room into a bedroom, right? They just have a little tiny bedroom that they all get and they pay a ton of money for it, right? That's exactly what the communists want for all of us. They all want us to be in a little room and not have nice single-family homes. They don't want us to have the American dream where your kid could have a yard just for themselves.
Yep.
They want us
100%.
all. So these dumb young kids are thinking, I'm so sick of the capitalists, these greedy landlords. Look
Right.
at how I live. You think it's going to be any different? It's going to be even worse when the
It's gonna be
government-
terrible.
It's going to be even worse.
It's gonna
'Cause
be
who you gonna
god-awful.
go to? You can't go. Nitro, look, they live in squalor. Who can you go to?
Well, let's go to clip 28 here. Let's give them a little peek behind the curtain. You maybe turn it up a little bit. It's just low.
Venezuela was wealthier than Poland, but then Poland
Finally free of Soviet-style economics, went all in on capitalism, and now their economy is as big as Japan. And people there have high wages, low inflation, cars, vacations, homes. Meanwhile, Venezuela traded capitalism for Hugo Chavez's socialism for the 21st century, which turned out to be like socialism in the last century, or any century, a fucking mess.
Wow, Coach, that was really good.
I think I did do a good
That was
job,
really
right?
good.
It turns one of Latin America's richest nations into one of its poorest. Low wages, high inflation, shortages, outages, 8 million people fleeing. If you think New York can somehow reinvent this wheel, you're in for a rude awakening.
Awakening.
Awakening. A rude
Because they're
awakening.
woke. Because they're woke about socialism.
But it's totally true. Like
Yep.
your brother lives, I have to say, it's not the best situation. When in the 90s,
Not the best situation,
listen,
Coach.
in the
Not the
90s,
best.
I had an apartment. I had my own kitchen. I had my
Yeah.
own living room.
Yep.
But now they've made the rent so damn high. As
Yep.
the guy says, the
It's
rents are
true.
too damn high that
The
now
rents
you
are too
have
damn
3
high.
roommates. You're paying what I paid in the 1990s.
Yep.
But with socialism, it's only going to get worse. Your apartment, you're going to have 3 roommates, and it's going to look like NYCHA housing because they want to take all the property from the landlords.
Yeah.
I mean, wake
You're 100% right.
up.
You're 100% right, Coach.
let me
That's
tell you,
that's
my
the future. The future's now.
They use class warfare to divide people, and they're using race to divide people.
Yeah.
And we have to stop. We have to start loving one another.
Yeah,
We have to
true.
approach conflicts through love because none of us knows the right answer. I don't know the exact right answer. You don't know the exact right answer. The only person who knows is Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
Show that statue off a little bit here.
Of course. Look, the baby Jesus, because I don't want to have the cross yet because we're still in the Christmas season in the Catholic Church. We just had the Epiphany yesterday. But look at the baby Jesus. God humbled himself.
Yeah.
All right? Because
Yep.
if we looked at God's face, we'd drop dead. So he took human form. He came down from heaven to show us how to live.
Right.
And let me tell you something. Jesus loved people.
Yeah.
And he wants us to love
That's
one
truth,
another.
Coach.
And if we start finding reasons to hate each other, we're doomed. We are doomed. And if you think socialism's the answer, read a history book, and not the woke history book that you read in, the indoctrination from the Department of Education.
Right.
Like, go watch Dr. Zhivago and see what happens when the government takes over private property.
Yeah, that's a great film.
Yeah,
Dr. Zhivago will really open your eyes to see what communism really looks like, because they don't get it. And that guy said it in the Venezuelan video perfectly. He's like, yeah, it's really easy to be a communist when you're walking around in Timberlands and a Tommy Hilfiger jacket and in your newest iPhone 17, but you're on your parents' insurance until you're 26. It's really easy to be a big commie. That's the truth.
You know what, Carlos? I really want to know, that lady who was hit by the car today, did she really go to church? Did she really have a relationship with God?
She had all the kids on the back of the Honda there.
Did she had a relationship with a man? She was a mom?
I don't know. Can we find that out? Let's see if we can find that out. Did the lady who got shot like penis?
Like I'm just saying. We need these angry women. These angry women. And you know what? Maybe they're trying to separate themselves because they know the white man is doomed. The Christian white man is in trouble. So they're trying to, maybe genuflect and say, but I'm a white woman. I'm good. Don't come harm me. Just go after the white man. I mean, is that what's going on here? So they're joining the fight before people come after them?
Okay, let's take a look here. She was an amazing human being. Mother identifies woman shot. Let's see here. Renee Nicole Good.
Well, was she married? Did she have kids? Like was she living her
Was
life?
identified by her mother as a 37-year-old. Good died just a few blocks from where she lived. A woman answered, let's see, that her daughter who lived in Twin City was dead. Let's see. I don't see any mention of the kids. I don't see any mention of the kids. One of the kindest people I know and showed extreme. No. Don't think she was married, Coach.
When I was young, you know what was always instilled in me from my grandparents? You find somebody you love, and someday you want to have a better life than even what we had. And you fall in love, you get married, you both work hard, you raise a family. I mean, to me, there's nothing better than being able to have the magic of Christmas, where a little baby is born. And because of this baby, the world was changed. And in a good way, in a way that we're supposed to love each other.
She did have a son, 6 years old, divorced. Or no, the husband...
Well, listen, you don't know the details. You have to get the details.
Died at age of 36 in 2023, the husband.
Her husband died?
Yeah.
Well, maybe she was a little bit mental problems then. Yeah. Maybe she had mental problems because her husband died. But you would think that she would say, I need to be taking care of my 6-year-old, not going to run over an ICE agent. I mean, honestly, when I had a 6-year-old child, I wasn't in the streets going and fighting with people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I find this a little weird. I feel like we're getting too distracted with things rather than focusing on the things that we can control with love and being happy.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know, Coach. I think that this is what society is becoming because of the years and years of consistent brainwashing and consistent, creating a villain. They created a villain. This is years and years in the making. And now, you can arrest a vicious dictator and the citizens of the country cannot be more happy and he gets shut. It's just, this is what is going to continue to happen until there's a systematic change where the Democrats decide, you know what, we're no longer going to go down this communist road. And they just keep going right down the road, right down the rabbit hole.
Carlos,
that's what's happening.
I'm so tired of blaming the Democrats.
But
when are we going to look at ourselves and take the blame on ourselves and say, what did I do in my life?
I didn't do anything.
To create value, to create love, to do something where I'm making the world a better place.
We do that a lot. Trump just arrested Nicolas Maduro.
But I'm saying I'm talking about at a much smaller level. What I'm talking about is that you don't focus so much on politicians being the change that you want to see, but you start with yourself for the change that you want to see.
But the change that they want to see is everybody being the same and being communist. That's the change. So until you systematically get rid of that change, that's the change that they're going to strive for. And only one side is doing that.
But what is it that they want? Like, who is the moral authority in this collective?
Bernie
Who
Sanders.
is the moral authority? So you all
The
want to
great
be
Bernie
Bernie?
Sanders.
Isn't he a white man? Oh, he's a Jew.
The great
So I guess that's something
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Ugh, barf.
The great Zoran Mandami.
I want to be AOC. I definitely don't want to be Mandami.
That's,
He seems like a dope.
that's what they want. They want communism.
Listen,
that is the value that they see as the future of the country. That's what it is. But it's only one side.
You know what? I wish Michael Jackson was here to sing Man in the Mirror.
He's dead.
I know, and it's so sad because they killed Michael Jackson too.
You think they did? What about Elvis? You think they killed Elvis?
No, let's not talk about Elvis. But I mean, that song, Man in the Mirror, is such a beautiful song. And I feel like that's what people need to start focusing on. Look in the mirror, look at yourself, stop blaming other people, and say, what is the change that I want to see? What is it that I could do to make this world a better place? And it has to come from a position of love if it's going to be successful.
Well, they think communism is coming from a position of love.
And it comes
We
from
really
a
should.
position
We
of
got to
hate.
get a commie on here with us. Someone we could just dissect to their brain and figure out why are you such a sicko?
Because I
That's
doubt very
what
much.
we really need. We really need that
Karl
desperately.
Marx said that religion was the opium of the people. So they don't believe in religion. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in a higher moral authority.
Yeah.
They think that they're smart enough to be the highest moral authority.
Right.
But then you see NYCHA, government-run housing,
NYCHA.
and it looks disgusting. Do
Yeah.
you really think that government is the answer for housing? After seeing that, could you honestly sit there and say government is the answer for housing after seeing the way NYCHA's run?
Well, I mean, they think that the government built the subway system. They really think that it was the government that built all of that in New York City.
You got to play that video.
Let's go. Let's show that video quick here. Let's go clip 7.
Is noticed that government doesn't do a great job now.
These are the slowest buses in the country.
Buses and subways are a good example of socialist confusion about what makes things work. I asked people, who do you think built New York City's subways?
I think it was the government. Either President Eisenhower or maybe like a mayor.
Union workers.
It's logical to think that public transportation is something that must be done by government. Who else could afford to dig tunnels and create the system where everyone, rich and poor, ride for relatively little money? No private business would do that. The greedy owners wouldn't be able to charge riders enough to make a profit. But actually,
The original subways in New York were all private.
it carried tens of millions of passengers. Private companies built most of the subways. Then, after 50 years, they said, let's raise the fare from a nickel to a dime.
People didn't like the idea of paying a higher fare, and the mayor took advantage of that and said, well, fine, the government will take it over and we won't raise the fare.
But of course, government did raise it. Now a ride costs almost $3, and the subways have problems.
Tunnels are deteriorating, delays are inevitable.
And when government tries to build new subways, they struggle. This one was supposed to be done in 1938. Then they said 1980. It's still not done. And it's already the world's most expensive subway line. They work so slowly that the subway cars built for it, cars that cost $1 million each, now won't be used because they no longer fit the tracks.
They no longer fit the tracks.
You know what's so funny? When I was a kid, I was young enough to remember some private bus lines. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting. There were private bus lines going around New York.
There were a couple of private bus lines still in operation in Queens, but then they all became MTA.
They all quickly were out.
Everything became MTA. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, it's wild. And then, like, you would have people who would, like, maybe own a van, and they would try to give people a ride home and stuff like that. And
Right.
they were really strict with them because then the government wanted to force everybody to use public transportation.
Yeah.
They didn't even want, like, somebody with a car picking people up and just bringing them home.
Yeah, because God forbid, you looking in the mirror, doing something nice for the community.
And a way to pay
Can't
your
have
own
it.
bills.
Can't have it. Can't have it, Coach.
It's really disgusting because they use class warfare.
100%.
They use racism.
Yep.
They're using all kinds of things to try to divide us, and we can't let them. We have to turn to Jesus. If there's anything that we could do to honor him, would be to turn towards him right now and to come at everything in our lives from a place of love.
Turn into Jesus, Coach.
Don't become Anakin and turn to the darkness.
Whoa, Coach.
Seriously.
The chosen one.
And look what happened. He turned, and you know,
Still was the
we
chosen one
have
in the end.
to approach everything from a way of love,
Yeah.
because that's the only way we're going to get out of this mess. You
Coach,
know?
good message there. Good message, I will say. Do everything from a place of love. I value that message you got there, Coach. But
And
I
listen,
think
we all get stressed,
we need a systematic change. It's the truth. Needs to be a systematic change for our youth and for the future of this country.
You know what you need to change? Start going to church and start praying. Do you know that even today
Yeah.
in Mass, after the loaves of bread and the fishes, Jesus had to go to the mountain and pray. He needed
All
to get
time.
away.
All time.
Like even Jesus
Bible
got
story.
stressed.
Yeah.
Like even he got stressed and he's like, all right, guys, I need a little time to myself. And he went off and prayed.
Right.
So if even Jesus prayed, why don't you pray?
Why don't you pray?
Start there with some prayer.
With some prayer.
Seriously.
Coach, why don't you finish us off with a little prayer here? You got anything in that book there?
Well, I actually have a lot of great things in the book, but
You got
I
it?
mean, you kind of made fun of.
No, Coach. Finish us off with a good line here.
Really?
Yeah, let's see. What do you got? What do you got for us?
All right. The Lord has made known his salvation. With thankful hearts, we pray to Christ our Savior. You come to rule the earth. You are the joy of all who love you. Renew and joy those who seek your face. You are the glory of your people. Dwell in our midst in the love we bear toward one another. You are the one whose final coming we await in hope. Meet us daily on our road through life.
That was good. Meet us daily on the road through life. Meet us daily on the road through life. That's a great line, Coach. Way to finish us off there strong. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to our first episode back. We're back on the regular schedule. Get back to getting back here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Central time. We're going to be back doing our regular show. So much to go over with you guys. So much stuff is happening all at once. Be sure to make sure you're following all of our social media platforms. Get out there. Follow our social pages. Make sure you guys are hitting that share button. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share. If you're watching on Rumble, make sure you guys are hitting that follow button. Hit that like button. Make sure you guys are sharing on Twitter, on Instagram, all the platforms. Make sure you guys are sharing, and be sure to get back to church. Be sure to start praying, because the Lord knows we need it in this country for sure, the way we're going down right now. But guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you back here, same time, same place, next Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Central time. See you guys next week. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you later.